What is going on, guys? Today we have got the very first Team of the Year icon pick. So if we go into upgrades, you should be able to find it as the 87 base Winter Wildcard Team of the Year icon player pick. And it is a 1 of 3. So hopefully there's something good in this. It will be expensive, which, to be fair, it's actually not the worst. 88, 87, 86. So we'll get this completed. We'll kind of go through the grind on how you actually could come to actually do something like this, because it most definitely is going to be a decent amount if you are obviously trying to do everything else as well. We've had Ginola, plenty of SBCs in obviously Carvalho yesterday as well. So it's definitely going to put a big toll on what sort of fodder you have in the club. So we're going to go through what's the best course of action, which one's the best to do. But I do want to get it done because any time that there's a Team of the Year icon, I feel like you've just got to do it. We managed to save KDB. And so there's no way that we save both. Can we put a 90? 91? Can we put a 90 here? There we go. First one done. Let's get the other two done. So that should be everybody. Let's see what we can get in this. It's a 1 of 3. Hopefully we do get a Team of the Year icon pick. There is a lot of good choices, but I will say there is more than likely a lot of bases and winter wildcards that are going to be better drops for this. So let me know down below what you got. Big flex. It's what we want to see. Team of the Year, R9 or Ham would be perfect. And I've moved it across and it's all base. Oh, it's all base. 90 rated Xavi. So in for a penny, in for a pound, it's going to be just what it is. But it does mean we will see a lot more of the Team of the Years. We've already got the honourables here. So let's kind of break down what's the best course of action for this, because we've got a lot of good cards to do. So if we go to the upgrades, obviously that icon pick is there. I'd say that's one that you not necessarily prioritize, but should look at the minimum. The fact that you could get a Team of the Year icon is normally worth the gamble, and that is the whole point of this. It is gambling on trying to get a 15 million coin card. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy or there's going to be a lot of you getting it, but it is worth a have a look. Same as when we go for these casino ones. This one, it's not quite my cup of tea. If it's a 1 SBC, I'd probably say do it, but I would kind of look away from it. We have got lots of upgrades as well. We've got the 84 times 5, 3 times a day. I think the 83 times 10 has gone now. So there's not too many there. Obviously with the challenges, we get the daily fantasy. I think that's always worth a look in. But then it comes to the players and which ones are you looking to do? Icons are always a big shout. I would say other than maybe Carfu, maybe Henry as well. I'd probably say at this point Zico could be left. Sauer's not a bad option. Rijkaard isn't bad as well, to be fair to him, but he's more of a lower cost anyway. And Georgie Best, I'd probably leave. So realistically, if I'm looking at him, you've got 1, 2, maybe 4, but 3 icons at a minimum, I'd say are worth looking at the point. We've got Timo Werner, who's due an upgrade, and I believe he's very close to another one as well. So I would say he's definitely worth looking at the minimum for, what, 500,000. He's definitely one to go for. Alex Scott I could happily miss with the amount of evolutions we've got going on. Jota I can miss. Rolfo 89. 4-star, 5-star. Pinged passing. Oh, Trickster again. Go away with your Trickster. Got the 4 potential upgrades. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable. But make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. How expensive though? That's going to be the big cost. We've got 85, 86, 87, 87, 8. I mean, it's expensive, but not like crazy over the top. But she's got the stats. We have Smolarek as well. What are you? 88, 85, 87. So practically like that icon one, bar from him being an 85 rather than an 86. Ginola's obviously a big shout, but huge SBCs to go for. Then we've obviously got Bade, we've got Vlahovic. I'd say some of these, I know he's getting an upgrade, so he's more than likely worth it. Bowen I'd leave. Undav, De Jong, and Lewandowski could be fodder later on down the line. Obviously Carvalho and Savio, Axel, we've got Gully, we've got Terrier. Again, they're not necessarily the worst price. They're going to be quite cheap. So really, Ginola, Werner, and also Carvalho are going to be the big shouts here. Then we've got Smolarek and Rolfo, who I'm going to be looking at very, very soon. So we will see how they pan out, really. So you've kind of then got to think, well, what am I doing? Because all of these come in at a big cost to each other. If we look at Footbin, we look at the SBCs in total. The SBC we just did, it's coming in at 381,000. I would say you're probably worth doing, but when you do go to the advanced, so if you want to see what's actually in it, other than going to Twitter and seeing that, you can go 87 plus. You could then go Team of the Year, Winter Wildcard, and I believe it was base. So there's no Centurions or anything. So this is what's in the list. Obviously, R9 is max price, so he's at the bottom. So if we go to the top, he's not at the top. But you've got all of these, so you've basically got 30 players, pretty much bar from 2, that are going to be 1 million coins and above. But there is another 90 players there that are under that. So if we go to the second one, we've got Zola. We've got to take away SBC cards, obviously, but I can't do that in this bit. So then we've got second page already goes to 220. So you've got a high risk of not getting anybody that's worth it. Realistically, that's second page. So you have got, say, where are we going to the bottom? So that was about the that's about the price in Van der Sar. So realistically, you have about 50 to 55 cards that are above the value of this SBC. You then have, say 60, what's in number 5? 60, 70. You probably have around about 75 to 80 that are under the price. So there is a big disadvantage there, like how they always are. It's not as if this is a new thing, but that's where I'd say 381k might be worth not going on Rolfo and going on him just because of the upgrades there. It's a potential that the risk and the reward could be worth actually just stopping doing it. We've obviously got Timo Werner coming in at, what is he at? Where even if he's a 520. Whereas I think with the upgrade on him, he's probably worth it because he's more than likely going to get another upgrade and then potentially one more as well. Whether they get the 11 goals, it's one of them. They most definitely could, but they also have a less chance of doing that. So how would I start in grinding this out? Because it's not as if it's going to be easy to do. If you've not got the fodder already, you've got to get, 88s? Let's have a look. You've got to get 11 88s, or say you do the whole 10 88s, 187. You've then got to get 10 87s, 186, and yada yada, 10 86s, 185. Now, it would be foolish of me to say go and do premium mixed upgrades because we've only got, how many days have we got? It's right at the end here. We've got 6 days to get it done. It will refresh as well. So that is interesting. Maybe if you don't want to do it the first time round, there's a potential to just come around on the second one. I feel like it must be worth doing every single time purely for that team of the year. And granted, I've just got 3 bases, and I'm still saying that because the gamble is the whole point of EA. It's the best thing that you can do. But the ways I would approach being able to at least get the fodder of this, if you're obviously not spending points, I would try and suggest not to. If you've obviously got coins, some of the packs can be worth it. So if you look at obviously some of the ones we've got, I think the only one I've opened up recently is the 3585s, I think it is. But even if you look at a few of them, like you look at the big ones, so I think you've got 5583s, you've got 7083s with 5 guaranteed 87s. Always a good shout if you are looking to do them. And to be honest, sometimes even the coins can be worth it as well. We get 3 base icons, I'd leave that. 3085s, 4 guaranteed 88s. Again, depends on what you wanted to go for. I would go for the highest possible cards. So even though 83s are, 83s and 84s are prevalent in this game of just a crazy amount, it's good to have them because they go into loads of other SBCs that will help you out. The 84 times 5. Obviously then going into the 83 times 10 when we had it. It's all about setting the club up to last. It isn't about just getting as many fodder players in as soon as possible because otherwise points is always going to be your best shout. I'd be doing my league SBCs, I'd be doing my challenges every day, I'd be doing the objectives that I can do, and obviously plenty of upgrades as well. We have the 82 upgrade, player picks, we obviously have the 84 times 5, which is going to hopefully help out with the higher rated fodder because the league upgrades are great for like your 83 to 86 potential. It's not going to be quick, it's going to be a bit of a grind. I've got a full video on how to grind this out for the most efficient amount, so have a look on that on the channel. But that is going to be a great way to keep the club going. To get the high rated fodder, it is going to be utilizing that method into the 84 times 5, into players that are not necessarily the most expensive. So if we go further down, when we look at somebody like a De Jong, he is coming in as an 83 with 1 in form. That's going to give you an 88 rated card. That is perfect fodder if you're not fussed about the collection side of stuff to go straight into that 88 rated team. You don't have to use any cards that are going to go into that upgrade. So literally you just put 83s in. 182, 83s, 1 in form. Job's an absolute good one for an 88 back. Granted, there's only so many that you can do. It's not as if there's 20 players down here that are all 83 rated teams. It's going to be a bit of a grind for that, but I think it is worth at least going for. To be honest, I've not really bothered with a season either, but even then, 85 times 10 is a great fodder builder. You've obviously got the 84 times 20, 85 times 3. EA give us a lot of packs to be able to store it. It all depends on what you're actually doing. If you're sitting there opening up as many of the upgrades as possible, you utilize an 87s and an 84 rated SBC, that is where we kind of go wrong. We just squander the fodder because they give us a lot of options for it. There's loads in this FC Cup, and as you can see, I haven't even finished it yet. You've got the bonus objectives, you've got the crafted objectives. It's all about putting it together. If you are not spending coins or points on packs, that is just the way it has to be. Obviously, we did get some packs back, and this can be the greatest way to be able to actually farm some coins back. You get premium gold players with an 80 plus, a small prime, and an 82 plus. So this could be where you potentially get another card to either go back in the club if you're not too fussed about coins, or obviously you can potentially sell off and get some coins back. So the first one isn't going to be great for me. It's always a good shout, but you never know. Sometimes you get a fantasy. If you manage to get a fantasy hero, I think you're pretty much quids in with most of them. Granted, it's definitely not easy. I think the fantasies have been very difficult to get across this board. We get left. Is that Thuran? Isn't he changed? I thought he moved club. But all of these are tradable, so if you wanted to obviously sell them, you want to be using your untradables to get more tradable coins back. It's just always the way. And the final one, oh, Spanish is never a good one, unless it's going to give you like an 89. It's not going to be Pedri again, or Gavi again. Oh, okay, 88. So, I mean, there's a little bit of coins back if you wanted. As you can see, everything is going to be expensive at the moment because people are doing it. So maybe investing is another way to keep your coin tally up. There's loads of ways to grind this game out, and it all just depends on how much effort you really want to put in. It is as simple as that. Let me know down below if you did manage to get anybody good though, and I'll catch you all for the next one. Peace.